to roll call attendance.
Ryan.
Here.
Julia.
Here.
Brenda.
Here.
And I'm here, and Teresa is missing.
And approval of prior meeting minutes from our June 8, 2023 meeting.
I'll make a motion to accept the minutes for June 8th, 2023.
I'll second that.
All right, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passed. Approval of tonight's agenda. Any additions, corrections, or anything on the agenda?
I'll make a motion to approve the agenda.
Go ahead and second that, and all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion passed. So we got the clerk's report from Ken Bloom.
Yeah. Public comment?
Oh, whoops. Oh, yeah, whoops, sorry.
We get some break then.
Public comment on the new agenda items. No comments? All right. Go ahead and close public comment on the new agenda. And we'll go to clerk's report. Ken.
All right. The August election is going well. Talked with Deerfield clerk. Everything is a go on her end. Says I just need to get 10 ballots should someone register late and want to do an absentee ballot here. So we're looking to get a ballot drop box from American Security Cabinet. And it'll cost around $3,200, but the state will reimburse us for it. So I'd like to get that thing ordered this month. So,
You got the invoice and everything already for it?
no, not yet. I just went through to find the prices and stuff, and I'll have to complete it if I want to go back on through it.
Is that something we can move to the new hall eventually, like we just
Yeah.
move it over there?
It is a full base one,
Oh,
and so therefore it'll be able to bolt it down from the inside. And so when we go to move, we can unbolt it and move it.
okay.
They had other ones, lower cost, but they were on a pedestal, and it looked like you could possibly remove the base and then take the ballot box. So if everyone that's bolted on the inside, you got to get into it first to unbolt it. And okay. Moving on, currently, after writing all the checks, we're at 5.62% of our budget. So the bills today are $15,662.59 in checks, $1,701.86 in electronic fund transfers, and $5,033 in payroll. Make a total of $22,397.45. The high dollar item was the chloride treatment of $13,086.15. Okay. On to the bank accounts. Brenda did get the building fund to be interest bearing, and so I would like to start to move some of the ARPA funds to it. And so I came up with a list of items that we've already paid for. There was the curtain test, Masters Bridge design for $17,500. The Arc Electric, when they did the upgrade on the electrical here, $975. Dustin office machine, we've made them 2 payments to them of $5,800 each. The gravel in the Emble Cemetery was $6,700. We've gone through 2 chloride treatments of $13,086.15, and we have 1 more coming. The hall design so far we've paid $1,350. If we do have new designs hanging up here. And we have another $1,350 to pay on that. The Masters Bridge is open, and our part of it is $44,500. We agreed to clear the New Hall property for $6,000. We picked up a new computer for Brenda and one spare for $1,600. We still got to get billed for that. The dry well in Indian Lake, we committed to doing that, and that is $3,153. We committed to weed control for $2,000 and some limestone on some roads in Indian Lake area for $26,554. Of course, some of the final chloride treatment. All that comes up to a total of $164,215.45. That would leave $73,883.40 left in that fund. And when we go to build a new hall, we can pull the remainder of that out for that. So, I also found out that the ARPA fund is only returning 0.1% interest, whereas the building fund will return 0.5% interest. So, about 5 times the interest on it. So,
Sorry, 1% versus what, 5%? Point one.
yeah, and we still want to meet with the bank to discuss how we can get better return on our monies that are there. So anyhow, that would move the building fund up to $314,762.38 with those transfers. So.
And then the remainder, the 73,834.40, we can use towards the additional road projects that we didn't do yet this year.
Yeah.
We'll do those for next spring, summertime with the road commission on that, Bailey and Diener Road. Okay.
Or when we build the township hall, that's infrastructure. Also, we can take the money out for that.
The benefit of getting the ARPA out of that ARPA account is the reporting back to the feds. And
One of it's
interest.
reporting, and the other one is that at some point they could say, well, you're not spending the funds, and so they'll pull them back and redisperse them out somewhere else. So,
Let's spend it and move it.
if we secure the funds and say we're dedicated to use the funds for that, or we have used the funds, that's likely to be happening, because then it would put a hardship on the township.
Right.
Should they decide that, oh, we need that money back.
So, all right, on your report then, do you need a motion for the 3,200 for the American Security Cabinets? Go ahead with that election box, or is that already budgeted for election expense?
It's being reimbursed by the state.
Do you need a motion to approve to go ahead and order that? or-
Yeah, I think probably we should.
All right, I'll make a motion to go ahead and approve ordering up the American Security Cabinets ballpark price of around $3,200.
I'll second
First and a second, all those in favor, let's do a roll call vote on that.
Okay. Ryan, of course. Julia,
that. Yes.
Brenda,
Yes.
and myself, yes.
Motion passed on that. And then do you want a motion to be able to move these ARPA funds around?
I would like the board approval.
So I'll go ahead and make a motion to approve the, what you call this, reassignment or reallocation of the ARPA, reallocation of the ARPA funds for dollars spent, leaving the remainder in there of $73,834 to be moved at a future date as soon as possible. If that motion makes sense.
Yeah.
Is there a second on that?
I'll second that.
Alright, let's do a roll call on that one as well.
Okay. Ryan,
Yes.
Julia,
Yes.
Brenda,
Yes.
and myself is yes.
Couldn't we just move it all?
Hmm?
Couldn't we just move all of it out of the ARPA fund?
We could say we're gonna use, once we dedicate going to the building, and we say, yeah. These items here, we've already dedicated. The,
Oh, gotcha.
the building, we're still in the
Yeah,
process.
we're gonna have that out for bids and quotes over the next month, so
Right.
let's just leave that remainder in there, and then once we get bids and quotes, back
Mhm.
for the construction costs on that, then we can fully allocate it. That way there's no real question versus what we've already spent, or what we've already
Already
gained.
dedicated to spend.
All right, so yeah, we'll leave that another $74,000 in there, so. Cool. So what you got?
Sure.
Thanks, Ken. Treasurer report from Brenda.
Okay, so I got the tax bills out. I had a glitch in the tax system someplace, haven't found it yet, so some people, not everybody, got duplicate tax bills. So please only pay one, my program will only let you pay one tax bill per parcel. I still haven't found out the glitch. I've talked to the tax program I use. They can't see anything, so I don't know where it is yet. So my tax program will not allow me to accept 2 duplicate payments for one parcel. So next tax season, I will have a better handle on this. So as Ken said, we're working with the bank, trying to get better interest on our accounts. They are a little slow at responding, so we're pushing a little bit harder. We did get the interest on the building account, which we hadn't had any interest on. Not as much interest as we'd like, but we're working on that. So for June, for our general account, we have a balance of $307,833.17. The tax account, we have $18,385.29. And some of that money will have to be moved to the general fund because it wasn't all moved over in the past years. So some of that is too high an amount to keep in there. So because I don't use that for that. Everything that comes in, everything goes out someplace. There shouldn't be that much in. The building fund right now has $150,546.93. Our fire department capital improvement fund has $95,381.33, and then our ARPA account had $238,049.85, and that would be we just dispersed some of that. We're going to be using that for certain funds, and we'll be moving that. We have a total funds overall of $810,196.57, and of course, this is just the beginning of our fiscal year, so we'll be using that. I'm working on Tuesdays. I've had a lot of phone calls. We do have an answering machine here at the hall. My personal cell phone number is on the website. The problem is I have another job, and so I can't always answer people immediately. I have a lot of mortgage companies calling for tax amounts, and I just cannot respond immediately. I don't have the computer with me when I'm at my other job. So I'm looking forward to getting this going. My deputy and I have worked Tuesday. We worked all day getting all the taxes that came in the mail, which is a large amount. We had a couple people come in and pay in person, so I feel that's going good. And I feel that I'm moving along, and it'll just take some time for me to get everything organized like I feel like I should have it. So does anybody have any questions about, I know the tax bills was a big thing, but I'll have a better handle on it the next time for you.
Cool. Your new computer's working good, and
Yes, but they did not pull they didn't pull the tax program or the QuickBooks over onto the new computer. So I have to work with BSNA and QuickBooks to get it pulled over, and at the same time I have to have the people from Office Machines
okay.
here to pull it all over to the new computer. So I'm still working on the old computer
Okay.
to get, things done.
Okay.
So
Gotcha.
once that's done, I'll be good.
Okay. And then did all the addresses as far as like the schools, or are all the schools and people we pay or give tax money to? They have our PO box and everything set up correctly?
I don't know, I will check with that.
Okay,
I don't know about that, but I will check with that. They all sent, their requests for taxes, so we received them.
okay.
Mostly, some by email
Mhm.
to me, so but I will check with the post office
Yeah,
box to
just
see.
make sure that they've got that PO box in there so that
Okay.
any,
Yeah, as I see them too, I also contact them,
okay.
try to get them to correct the address.
Colleen had mentioned that she's still getting mail or received forwarded mail, coming here, well, 30 years of your home address. I'm figuring.
Oh, we also are setting up where we can remote log into the bank account.
Oh,
Yes, so we
Okay.
don't have to wait for the statements.
Oh, you get them right online and?
Yeah, we can get them online.
We just got that set up on Tuesday, and I was here to
Yeah,
set that up,
okay, yeah.
so.
Cool.
And today they had me, signed it, and the first thing I noticed is that they still had Kathy's phone number, and they still had Kathy's address on it. So,
We're just,
so I had them correct that.
so then we'll be able to do transfers from one account to the other, we'll be doing, but we can monitor the accounts much better.
Oh, yeah.
I feel,
Yeah.
so,
Makes sense, perfect.
right.
Great. Is that all you got?
Yeah, that's fine.
Your deputy's working on well?
Yes, she did a great job.
Catching on?
Yeah, no problem.
Cool. All right, well, thank you, appreciate that. Next up, zoning report from Dave Kelsey.
Okay, the month of June, there was one permit for a swimming pool and a fence around the swimming pool. On 8072 Cheyenne, there was a violation. Somebody put they're calling it a gazebo up quite a while back, and they never did pull a permit. So they did pull the permit. I don't know if anybody's familiar with it. It's on Indian Lakes, and they have a blue tarp on it, which is eyesore. It has to be compatible with the area. So I gave them, I approved the permit with the contingent that they have a regular roof on there by July 19th. Otherwise, I feel then people would have just stalled and put it off and never did. So,
What street is that on?
pardon?
Cheyenne, the same as the pavilion.
Cheyenne, 8072 Cheyenne. But anyway, hopefully that's under control. And there was something Ryan brought up. I didn't bring the paperwork. I didn't expect it. I thought I was still dealing with a Brent lawyer. And I denied a permit. I don't know if I actually denied it, Ryan, or if I was waiting for him to get back to me.
Okay.
But I think I was waiting to get back unless it's in my July's stuff. But anyway, the attorney sent you guys a letter, and they were asking what it is. The ratio isn't right. You can't be more than 4 to 1. Okay, this is right on the borderline of Winfield Township and Pearson. Okay, is it Pearson? Right next to us there.
Reynolds?
Or Reynolds, I'm sorry, it was Reynolds. But anyway, they wanted, I told them they would have to increase the width because they can't shorten it. They're like, instead of being 4 to 1, they're like 4.1 something. I forgot. Like I said, I didn't bring the paperwork with me. And I believe they sent you guys a letter, possibly wanting you guys to decide if it's okay.
Yeah, they want a land division and a PA 116 release. So
Oh, they want the release.
they want the release, but then they also want a resolution from the board for a partial termination of farmland development rights agreement with pre-existing structure. So this was just in my mailbox today.
Okay, so that doesn't, I don't think that has anything to do with the land division.
Right. But if it all coincides, or
Yeah,
let's.
but it's gonna be an
I'll
issue.
get with you next week on it, and we'll talk with Andy Ross too, get further information.
And that way I'll have it in front of me too.
Yeah, they're looking for taxable values for the past 7 years for the house parcel on official letterhead, which he's requesting from the assessor. So the three of us will, kind of work on this next week. So,
Okay.
dive into it a little bit more, and then we can, if it's something that we can do, we'll follow up and move with this resolution at the August board meeting at that time.
So they're asking for a resolution to get off the PA 116.
Yeah.
Okay, maybe that way they can take part of it and use it to divide, do that land
Right.
division they want me
Right, like I said, this is just in my box today
Yeah.
when I got here, so
Okay.
we'll talk about it next week with Andy Ross too, so.
And other than that, I believe that's it.
All right, cool. Thank you, Dave. Planning Commission report from Julia.
Nothing new since the last meeting. We finished the wind and solar, draft ordinances for the public hearing, in April and in May, for solar and wind. We did have a quick special meeting on, June 22nd to schedule a public hearing, reschedule the public hearing, and that's gonna be, July 24th, Monday, July 24th. At 7 p.m. at Crossroads Worship Center. And the other, this is on old business, but the only other thing I have is the website should be launched in August officially. Like the mock-up is completely done. It's just now being built by the actual person that built it. And so it'll be launched, and then I'll get trained, and then we'll be done with that. Well, I won't be done
You're
with
not
that.
done with it.
But it's
Updates.
nearing completion for all that stuff, and it looks great, so. And we have a whole bunch of pictures from Jamie Schneider's uploaded to the MOC website, which will then be transferred over, and then our hope is to have, basically, we're gonna continue to upload photos of, whether it's building in Nepal, this, that, whatever, just to kind of keep people updated through the photos too, so. And otherwise, it'll just be, the calendar, and then any announcements, any of that stuff will be on there, so. It looks like it's gonna be great, so. That should launch in August. That's all I have.
Nice. I got some photos. Monday night, I got a photo of about 30 kids out at the park here playing basketball, and Ken Cool had sent it, and they thanked the township board for the porta-john that was installed out there, so they can enjoy their basketball on Monday nights out there. So,
Fireworks didn't get out of order.
that's only. All right, well, thank you, appreciate that. Real quick update on why the board had scheduled the public hearing originally. Further clarification from the attorney is that the planning commission is a separate entity of the board. Yes, they are appointed by the board, but the planning commission should have scheduled their own public hearing. They will, so once, that's why we kicked it back to them. They had a special meeting to schedule it for the July 24th. We'll hold public hearings, two basically separate public hearings that same night. Both ordinances will be there. We'll have it up on the screen as well, utilizing the technology of the worship center there. From there, the planning commission will send it to the county planning commission. The time that it's sent, we have a 30-day time frame on that. The county planning commission reviews it, advises, sends it back to the township planning commission. From there, the township planning commission will have their August meeting and move to send both ordinances to the board for review and approval from there. So it's just trying to clarify and do things, as they should be done, following protocol according to the MTA and as advised by the attorneys. So.
And I did forget to mention, also, the public hearing will also, include the, amendment we voted on as a as a planning commission for the, main building or use. It's just an amendment to our current zoning. There's just a couple extra things I do in there, but because we're amending it, it will be included also on the 24th. It should be quick.
That's not up on the website.
I don't think so, so I'll have to get that on there.
Have to get that out
I
there. And,
have a
It's
copy
not.
here if anyone wants a copy of it. So.
Yep.
and then Brenda's gonna email you what she needs updated there regarding tax collections.
Yep, I will send notes, I got that.
I would say take her cell phone off there and just put the hall number,
Yep,
and then she can dial in the voicemail.
she wants tax collection information and then her hours that she's doing.
Perfect. All right, well, thank you, that works. Old business. Since you guys are in communication with the bank, lighting the fire on them, where are we at on
Yeah,
credit card?
we're gonna figure out how to do that too, so what they want as far as financial papers from us. I don't know why, we've been banking with them forever. Yeah,
For a $5,000 credit card. All right, we'll just keep pushing
yeah,
forward on that. We'll keep kicking this,
yeah,
down the road.
right.
Clerk's audit is still going forward on that. New Township Hall, we actually got revised plans, both interior and exterior, and we would like to, I guess, get that out or have the board approve what we've got.
They wanted us to look them over, see if everything's A-okay. The conference room is only 9 foot wide, which means as the table is like this, you only got 3 foot each side. My suggestion is to take the bathrooms and move them about 4 foot into the hall area,
Okay.
and that would make it 13 foot wide.
When you say conference room, you mean like a separate room if you have to go into like closed session? Or is that what you mean?
What I mean?
When you say conference room, it's not gonna be like where we have our meetings?
No.
Separate room?
If we have to go to a closed session, we have a place to go. And if the assessor or
Do
the
we have the drink
zoning,
there? Or the table?
if the assessor or the zoning want to have a place to work on their own, then they can. So,
All right, well, we met with them initially 2 months ago. It took them this long to modify these. How long is it gonna take to remodify it?
yeah, this is 5 foot to here,
Okay,
so if they move this over 4 foot, and then take this door, put it over there, and,
is this what, 11 foot by 9 foot?
yeah,
Drop a table in there, that's,
it's only 3 foot each side of the table. like
then it
this.
comes this way, so that's 11 feet.
Mhm. So,
I mean, I kind of feel like how often are we gonna have to use that
Yeah.
space? Do we have to
No.
dedicate much space to that area, you know?
I mean, if we put a table in there and there's chairs to go 5 people around it, that's, should be enough, because then it keeps everything copacetic here on a straight line, without a bump out, without moving doors.
don't ain't in place yet.
And these are
Right.
bathrooms next to it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm not an architect. I don't think we need a huge conference room space. I think
Where's the
it
copier
needs
gonna
very
go?
little.
Where's the copier gonna go?
Probably most likely in here.
Is that convenient then, if you guys are printing? Is there a door here
No,
for the offices?
No.
Just the offices will have individual doors?
right.
Okay.
Because if you put a door here, then you have a fire exit.
Yep,
So,
okay. The stairwell, that's in the clerk's office?
yep.
Okay. And the treasurer's office is there, this is wide open area. Okay. I mean, if you think we need to expand that, I'd rather try to get this out for bid. I mean, 11 foot by 9, that's,
Yeah, your room is 37 by 38.8.
that's as big as this whole building, pretty much.
Yeah. It's twice the size of this
Bigger.
building.
Okay.
So,
And that's where we can hold our general. So there's our doors, no, that's the south wall.
those are all windows.
That's the main entrance, and then if people are coming to pay their taxes, there'll be pay windows.
Yep.
And then if we were to rent the hall out, we can lock the conference room, and then the main hall will have access to the bathrooms,
Is there a vault space or?
And these two could be locked, so.
and the office doors can be locked. And then, what'd you say, a vault?
We already have, is that in there? I know some halls have.
So what's, well, the main records will be held upstairs, or the long-term record retentions will be held upstairs. but I'm sure we could probably put something under the stairwell here.
And hopefully most of it's electronic at this point anyway, but I do know that that's a thing that some halls cannot, just for, let's keep it safe. They want to fire or something.
Do we have fire safe?
Mhm.
Do we have a fire safe or?
We have 2 fire safe file cabinets that we purchased last month.
Okay.
They're 2 drawer unit.
And then if she's collecting taxes and people pay cash, that's another black box. So do you think we need to,
Hmm?
do you think we need to bump this out or we want?
I don't think so, I think we should just leave it.
Okay.
I mean, we could meet in an office or not even have a table in there or a table against the wall,
Right.
so.
I think that's fine. I mean, I've been in enough conference rooms and, you know, it's about the size of the offices that are here, so.
And we could use an office if we had to, but do we really need that space at all? I mean, for the amount of times we're gonna use it.
Well, that's where the copier will go. I would imagine we could probably put shelves in there or something
Okay,
for.
so keep it.
It's
but
just
I don't
nice
think
to
we need
have.
it bigger.
And then if I, you know, if myself went there, was working, or you went there, or, you
We
know,
could use that.
we can use that, or the deputies can use that. It's just great to have another workspace, that way we're not just confined to 2 offices.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think this is pretty sweet.
So do we want to make a motion that we go forward with putting it out for bid?
Yeah, I would say so, that way we can, I was gonna put it with the Builders Exchange, which is a network out of Grand Rapids. They will put this out basically to anybody in and around Mount Pleasant County that's a builder. You know, send sealed bids in, we gotta give them specific dates, I'd say 30, 35 days out.
Just got out of the
You didn't just
house.
come from surgery, did you?
Yes, can't, we'll give it away.
All right, we're just going over.
7:33.
Yeah, we have revised plans for the building, and we were just about to make a motion to approve them as drawn, to be able to put it out for bids, and then do that on either a 35 or 45 day time frame. That way, probably come into August for our September meeting, we could have bids and quotes from qualified builders to review and look at. We made quite a few changes
So
to
the
it.
outside and on both sides, on each side are up there, and then this is the outside layout.
But these 2 doors have to be switched.
Which 2 doors?
The hallway doors and the conference room door.
Switch to the way they swing, or?
Yep, the way they swing. Fire,
Out instead of in,
fire egress.
so this will be where we have
That'll help
meetings,
for that.
what we like out. Obviously offices, bathrooms, it's a smaller conference room, we talked about this. I think we've decided, at least for the most part, that we'll leave it smaller. So it's unlikely that we'll need a bigger space very often. And then there's gonna be an upstairs area that they can use records.
Cause yeah, otherwise you have windows,
No, we can't, there's a storage.
storage, but.
There, and one there, he said, yeah. So, other ones.
That's on the north side.
Yep. Just in case the power goes out and you know, extra light on the room, it's gonna be a fixed window,
Mm-hmm.
won't be a low one. So,
Yeah, all windows will be fixed.
mhm.
Just chance of forced entry or something in there, if they're gonna get in there and smash windows.
What do they mean by panic hardware? Like on the side in their notes, they talk about panic hardware a couple times. I don't know what that means. Do you?
The bar on the door. Oh,
Emergency exit on the doors,
Yeah.
they push.
Oh, okay.
pushing it to unlock, yep, panic hardware. Emergency egress lighting shall be provided. Yeah, I mean, I'm happy with it from what it originally was. But but it'll basically double the size of the space that we've got here and give us, you know, 2 functioning offices, and then the ability to come up with a rental plan, deposits and all that once we get further down the road with that. But just to get this thing out for bid, to get it rolling after 2 months of waiting for revised drawings, which has
Yeah.
worked out pretty well. So,
So I'll make a motion that we go ahead and take this, plan and put it out for bid.
okay. Is there a second on that?
I'll second that.
First and second, all those in favor say aye. Aye. Motion passed. So I will reach out. Is that something we've got to put in the press too, or daily news? Is that something we've got to put in the daily news?
That we're accepting bids.
Okay, gotcha.
Yep.
They want, the schematics or whatever of it, we've got those to be able to, you've got those exact dimensions or whatever on electronic, or
Got PDFs.
the PDFs? Okay, we can get those 2 people requested.
Yeah, if they request them, we'll send them with PDFs and they can print out. Bid
Cool.
from that, so.
That's exciting.
Mhm.
Get that moving. All right, with regards to the blight ordinance, we're just gonna continue following the county's existing ordinance, and basically the sheriff's department said that's the route they're gonna go, so we'll stick with that. We'll probably, in the near future, try to develop a complaint form that we put out on the website as well. That way, we're getting that information, we get it to Dave, and have a paper trail as these things come in. As I've seen, other townships are adopting something similar to that, so. All right, and then the checks and bills to pay.
I have 12 already, so they're all yours.
Sure.
I think I'm at good.
That's what happens when you ready.
Also get that building exchange to be able to get you some kind of posting, put it in the paper. Kind of format to use. So we've got that up in the daily news. And building exchange, like I said, has a broader network, qualified builders. That should work out pretty well. Match, that's good.
All right, I'll make a motion to approve the checks and bills.
I'll second it.
All right, all those in favor of approving the bills as is, say aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion passed. All right, on to new business. When we first took office, we imposed a moratorium for 6 months regarding industrial wind energy conversion systems, and being the fact that we've had a little delays with regard to the planning commission and public hearing, The attorney advised that we extend that same moratorium for an additional 6 months on both wind and solar, being that we are piggybacking these two ordinances. It's basically the same verbiage, all he did was just update the date, and all we do is change the ordinance number on the top to July and publish it as needed. Pretty simple as what we did before, just moving out, following protocol, and advisement from the attorney. Discussion? Questions or discussion on that at all? No?
So this is just extending what we already have until we decide on something else, and then that will be, take the place of this?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. Once the planning commission holds a public hearing, goes to the county, it's just all the dates and following politics and protocol, moving the can down the road, so.
So I guess two separate motions, I would
Yep.
imagine. So
Yep.
I'll make a motion that we adopt this additional 6-month moratorium on wind energy conversion systems.
Go ahead and second that, I guess. And I guess all those in favor say aye. Motion passed on that one.
And then I'll make a motion that we adopt the moratorium on solar system, commercial solar system.
The commercial solar systems will not affect what we've already got in place for residential.
Small solar.
This just moves this out to on commercial side, so. I'll go ahead and second that motion. All those in favor of moratorium on solar for 6 months, say aye.
Aye.
Motion passed. Sign something there. Get those published or whatever is needed.
Yep.
So we're gonna upload the amendment to 3.02, which is gonna go to the public hearing, and then both of the moratoriums. So it's
So if you scan those and like email
Yep.
the final copies.
Yep.
You can email that to her, so she can go to the website.
Cool.
The building's falling down. We haven't even broke ground yet. You're an engineer.
That's not a true bulletin board. I didn't engineer that one.
Did get those from Maple Hill. Way to be, Pat. Thank you.
I don't think it's gonna stay.
No, probably not.
Because it's not a true bulletin board.
All right, next up, since we missed the spring cleanup, we're gonna try to do a fall cleanup. I gotta check around with some companies, I'll check with some other townships who they may have used. There's minimal information regarding the cleanups that have been in the past, so kind of a new thing, but we'll dive into that. And I'm shooting for a target date of Saturday, October 4th.
14th?
Sorry, 14th.
Want to wear my glasses?
I don't know, will they help? So Saturday, October 14th, it'll probably be from like, I don't know, 8 a.m. till 1 o'clock in the afternoon. I'm gonna check with Republic and, somebody mentioned a tire company around here.
The place, we talked about a tire company previously, I don't think it was like for
Cole's
this,
Tires.
but it's a place off.
CMT over in Howard City,
Yeah, it's off of,
on Lake Montagne Road,
VFW
right across from the big
area.
grain bins.
I don't know the road, because I just know where.
Lake Montcalm.
What was the name of the place?
CMT.
Central Michigan Tire.
Dumpsters. So can I get a motion to at least get that ball rolling? We'll set the date for October 14th for fall cleanup.
I'll make a motion that we get that going.
Okay, so I'll second the motion that we tentatively pick October 14th for a fall cleanup date. I mean, tire collection, whatever you call it.
Let's see.
Amnesty.
Day.
Amnesty.
And
Tire amnesty.
amnesty day. For October 14th.
And then are we workers doing or are they hire people for that, or depends on the company?
Depends on the company.
Okay.
I think Maple Valley's got something lined up where they, a crew, or I'll check with Andy on, who she's got lined up for their cleanup, where they had a whole company come in and
You don't need any volunteers, you don't need any.
don't need volunteers, that way we're not.
They
breaking
do all the
our backs.
sorting, they do everything.
Perfect, yeah, I'll get with her on that. Sharing info between townships. That works. All right, so let's, we'll go ahead and open it up for public comment. State your name, where you're from.
C. Lane from Indian Lakes. Do we have a nuisance or noise ordinance for Winfield Township or Indian Lakes?
Not that I am aware of.
Okay. Wondered if we should look at something like that because of all our beautiful situations.
I'm not sure if the county does, but I know that the state does. Specifically addressing the fireworks.
We do have an ordinance because we came down here and argued over it. I'm pretty sure, yeah, our whole lake was here for it. They were trying to do 3 days, like
Yeah,
before and after, and they voted it down and said no. Then they tried to do the weekend before or the weekend after included, and they voted that down. I remember coming here for
The
it.
township did or the state?
The township.
The state, when they opened it up for fireworks and all that, and that, they gave X amount of days, so we more or less have to call.
We said no. I'm pretty sure Winfield Township
Really?
said they were open to go.
But, I mean, we could talk about that.
Yeah, we can definitely look into it.
Or is that kind of what you're referring to, things like fireworks? Or
No,
like
fireworks. Kids sit
Or a
from
time of
about
night that, like-
midnight to 5 o'clock in the morning. Now
Yeah.
just carousing, raising, excuse my French, down.
That's a
They-
curfew.
That would be
too.
curfew. That would be.
Right, which is what I was gonna say, but 'cause how
Take
do you
some of
measure
those
the
fireworks.
noise from kids? You know, but also it could be a curfew, whatever, it's school time each thing.
The state's got a curfew
Be involved because
Sheriff's
other
out of
cities
Green.
having it.
for,
Like you said, in the
like 16 and under is
I think it's 10 o'clock.
10 o'clock.
10 o'clock or something like that. Or
And
within,
outside,
must have
on the
a,
west side.
yeah, must have an adult or guardian with them. But yeah, I've also, taken your concerns and been in discussion with the sheriff for additional patrols. They're short-staffed.
Oh,
They'll try to step it up, and I don't know if they were, conversing with the state police, and then the state police was out there for that other incident as well, so it's just a matter of trying to ramp up. I did inquire too about additional, just for the township in general, and said they're not accepting additional contracts at this time, so just kind of, but I think the lake has a meeting next week, maybe look at the community watch or, get the lake involvement there, because I would imagine with volunteers, that would be able to help, so.
we could do some driving around and just see some interesting things.
Yeah. So you got?
That's all I got.
Dave, do you have anything to add?
Dave,
Well, it's just, my feelings, if somebody say, for instance, kids or whatever, were out there, 1 in the morning, and that would mean somebody would have to go out there while they're doing that. All of a sudden they're not, and then at 4 in the morning they're doing that again. It would be hard to patrol, all night long with that. sheriff would be more apt to, they have patrols out all night, and they might be able to drop by there, catch it. I don't know how we would really be able to enforce our zoning ordinance as,
Right.
an ordinance, you know, like, I think you were saying about the noise level or whatever, how would you regulate that? I know you could say possibly if somebody, if you're a neighbor in your yard, but then there's a limit on that, you know, there'd be misuse that. It'd be a hard thing, I feel.
Yeah, I don't know if it would fall under nuisance or just general hooligans or pounding on doors at 4 o'clock in the morning is, you know, one way to get woken up and or get shot. So it depends on who answers the door.
Well, I know in past the time at the board or the Indian Lakes, they did do driving a lot. Different people did drive, and they just put the spotlight through the park. That seemed to help a lot.
And that seems to be, as I read in the news today, I mean, Lakeview had vandalism at their parks, Maple Valley's got vandalism at their parks. You know, we're getting people at the lake and those parks, Howard City's got it too. It's, you know, nature of the beast in small towns and kids that are bored, so.
It's settled down since that one night, but again, there was another instance at 2 in the morning and 5, I was out there. And, oh yeah.
They're not pounding on your door, are they?
No, they weren't home there, it was just raising all kinds of havoc. I found 2 12-year-old girls walking at 5:23 in the morning. And they wanted to go to the park, and I said, it's 5 o'clock in the morning. Well, everybody's getting ready to go to work. And I'm going, go home. Go home. Now, if I'd have known they were that age, and believe me, I wouldn't be. Because, you know, you almost open yourself wide open there. You know? But, yeah.
All right. Thank you. Yes, ma'am.
Lakeview citizens went on a website in Lakeview, if you're from Lakeview, and then they clicked and they took the bell ringer picture and they put the kid that was causing trouble in Lakeview, and the Lakeview police were able to catch him. And the ones that vandalized, they have been caught, turned into the police, and they're waiting for their court hearing, and the parents have paid restitution for all the damages
Just cameras?
through the cameras, and Lakeview citizens have formed a neighborhood watch, and now that's all going on the website in Lakeview Happenings or whatever, doing that. But I got a question on the trash service. How is that coming?
I haven't heard from any of these trash companies, Republic, any of the big ones that we reached out
Nothing.
to.
They all said that they would send, and they didn't.
Yeah. I don't know if they're busy or forgot us or where we're at on that, but
Or
try
just not bother them some more.
We could, yeah.
Did you ever get the one from Granger? Nothing. Okay.
Yeah, it's still, we'll keep moving that along and we'll get cleanup day, see what that does.
Yeah, but not when they go down the road and they throw it out.
We'll work on that still.
And I have one more road to add to your list in a couple of years. Is Cutler Road between Bailey and Amble, that bridge. Go drive it and take your car over it at 45 and then tell me what you think.
Is it bad?
It's bad. It's dropped on the one side really bad.
Speed limit 55.
It's 55. Well, I dare you to take your car on it and see what happens. You'll be airborne, but I mean, it sank and it's got a bad bam bam.
Yeah.
Cutler between,
Bailey and Amble. That bridge there is bad. It needs fill, blacktop. It was blacktop and it sank down on one side. It's bad.
bridges aren't cheap.
No, but it's a culvert, so it just put some fill in there and throw some in.
Don't let
No,
it fix
it's
that.
not. It needs some help.
It's a black, it's a block bridge.
Is
It's
it?
not that's that one that sits on the north side of your place. That's a block, that bridge is a block bridge.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, it dropped,
Yeah.
but it's not a tube.
Oh, okay. Well, I don't care. It's still nasty.
Yes, I agree with you.
It's
It
nasty.
is rough, isn't it, Rob? Okay.
It's bad.
Poorly installed.
Yeah, poorly installed, yes.
Okay.
Okay, very
Well,
good.
hey, if you don't drive it, you don't know it.
Right. Okay.
Reason being, they let them put a new bridge in there. Nobody ever inspected it.
Yeah, that was the problem.
They just go out there and do what they feel like doing and send the bill in for hundreds of thousands, and now we got a ski jump in the world.
It's bad.
Masters Road is done.
Yeehaw.
And beautiful.
Success there. Anybody else?
My neighbor has asked me to request that the company that takes care of the lawn service at the cemetery off of Gravel Ridge stops throwing the leaf clippings and the other debris over the fence, because that's actually her property. That they've been doing it for years, and she doesn't really care, but she preferred for it not to be there, for them to actually dispose of it
Gravel
either.
Ridge, the
Not on her
Ember or-
property.
No, that's
Dickerson.
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 And then there's a couple big limbs that are down in there that are like over actual gravestones that should
Okay.
be taken care of.
Okay.
I haven't been there since.
Is she the one that put the fence up with all the critters?
She is.
Mhm.
Dickerson went there.
That's Heckman that takes care of that as well.
Now, I don't know if it did.
Those limbs have been laying there for
Okay, it may
years.
not be on her property. I was just told that it was on her property. She told me this yesterday as we were talking and hanging out with the kids, and how she didn't want their clippings on her yard anymore. But it sounds like maybe it's not their property. I don't know.
They, I
Oh,
mean,
my property.
I worked for a lawn care company in college, and we had to haul stuff away. It had a specific part in the front of the trailer, and all the equipment was behind it, but then anything that we bagged, whatever, was all piled in there and emptied at the end of the night, so.
Yeah, that's,
On the,
I figured it.
on the landscape company.
That's been a mess for years out there.
Yeah, they blow the leaves out on the road. And
But the tree limbs and everything that's been thrown there for years.
Yeah, it's just piled
It's
up.
just piled up
accumulated.
and piled up and piled up. And
Probably have a company come in and clear it out.
like a tree been cut down and everything was just left there.
I think that was the former trustee. Former trustee was handling trees.
Need a chipper.
Okay. Anybody else? Sir?
I'm Dan Canals,
Hey, Dan.
still on the board of review. My pay hasn't been right since December. You kind of are aware of it. I want to make sure the rest of the board was. The last check I got, they didn't take taxes out or anything, and it still wasn't the right amount. So I don't know if you guys are available after the meeting to look at that or not. I also wanted to know about the duplicate tax bills. That was the other reason I came tonight.
Sorry about that.
At some point, I'd like to know what the totals was on that, how many of them there were and things like that. Want to keep that all figured out.
So you said taxes weren't taken out, but the number was still wrong?
Excuse me?
You said the taxes weren't taken out, but the number was still incorrect?
The numbers were still incorrect, correct.
So if, like, you're supposed to make $50, it wasn't $50?
I was paid $40 in December. That $10 still hasn't been added in anywhere. The last check was for $100, no taxes were taken out, no explanation on the,
Okay.
no explanation on the check stub
Yep.
of what I was being paid for, so I didn't catch that one either. I've got both checks with me, I'll give them back to you.
Get with him after
Okay.
meeting, he'll get you squared away.
Okay.
One of the things we did was with the other boards is that we put all of them over onto a vendor, because you will not get $600 worth of income from.
And that's fine, I just needed some
Yeah.
explanation as to, because I know I've already paid some taxes this year, so I'm gonna get a W-2 anyways.
Right.
So
Yeah.
I just wondered why one would be one way, one
Right.
the other.
Yeah, and compensation
Then
change.
I was gonna ask a question, is there
Yeah.
gonna be a July board review?
Yes.
Because I haven't received a notification for that yet.
Yeah, I thought Andy Ross could send that out, but yeah, I think it's next Tuesday here.
So I know it's gotta be next Tuesday,
Yep.
first Tuesday after the third Monday, but
Yep.
I just didn't receive notification sometime or.
Yeah, my apologies on that. I didn't know whether Andy sent that out or whether I sent that out or. But yeah, we're planning on, next Tuesday, so I'll follow up, I'll get back to those Tuesday. Yeah, I'll get that, squared away.
All right.
Someone else had their hand up.
Sir?
Yeah, I was wondering, do we have, the rest of us have to pay for Indian Lakes, the weed control in the pond? In the lake? Is that what that was? Is that, did I hear that right?
That's the drain commissioner. I actually have information on that. It's more for the, where did he say
Isn't the weather drain?
Yeah, the Weatherby drain.
Oh, the weather be great.
Yeah, Montcalm County Drain Commission will be
Oh.
commencing with spray maintenance on the Weatherby drain. Routine spray maintenance is cost effective and essential, keeping the drain functioning, so.
Alright.
Yeah, the weed control on the lake itself is through the association.
I thought so, I thought that's what it's supposed to be. And then I have another question.
Sure.
I live in the corner there where, Morley Stanwood School, and I pay taxes to you folks. Last year when I paid the winter taxes, all right, there was a mix-up on the Montcalm Community College. We don't participate, being in the Morley Stanwood School District, we do not participate in that. But I was wondering, I got a refund on that particular one. But I'm wondering about going back a little bit further. Because I wondered if that had been going on for a while and nobody was paying any attention.
It wasn't on my, I caught it on my last winter's tax bill, it wasn't on there the winter before. So
What about the summer?
summer wasn't on there either.
Okay, so it was just a
It was just a
one-time.
one time, and that's what the treasurer, I mean, we didn't hear about it until someone else brought it to our attention.
Right.
You know, so going forward, we'll have this dialed in with our new treasurer here, so.
Okay, well, that's just, well, and I also got 2 tax bills, but my wife said she's only paying 1. So she says, if she wants to come and play with her, have at it, I really want more. That's all I got. My little corner of the world.
I missed your name. I'm just taking notes, so.
What's that?
I missed your name.
What was your name?
Garrett Black,
Okay, thank you.
and I'm not John's brother.
I
I make that perfectly clear.
Anybody else? All right, we'll go ahead and close public comment and board comments.
When do you expect that they'll break ground for that new township hall?
Depends on the bids that we get. I mean, that's 30 days out, and then if we approve that builder, I mean, they could break ground later this fall, November. There's not much to it. I can't imagine it's gonna take that long to put it up, but it's just all the finished work on the inside, so we could be in there by February or March, depending on if everything goes as planned, but it took 2 months to change drawings and modify a little bit.
Well, and the best bid might be someone that's 6 months out. So
That's the
if
other
that
Me
does-
too. I'm just thinking that when the time comes that, we should think about down the road, maybe having, like a celebration festival. And then somebody actually, I don't remember who it was, but somebody in the community brought up that why don't we as a township do something every year to encourage people to get to know each other more and whatnot and stuff. And it's like, well, maybe we can look into
We
that.
can look into
future,
that, yeah.
Like doing an annual barbecue picnic type deal or something.
Having that property over there with the hall over there, with the park, you can't have it here.
Right, no, there's just no way.
Death trap.
But they asked me specifically once the hall was built, so I was just like, you know what, I'll bring it up. I
Yeah, you
think it
guys
sounds
make
like a good
it,
idea.
none of us that easy. You're gonna have to come to the celebration.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, and the idea of the pavers and things like, we talked about before, I think it's a great idea too, so.
Bring your grill, we'll have a barbecue cook.
You have any?
No, I've got one.
The signs went in for both cemeteries and the park. I think those turned out really well, and I look forward to moving forward with this township hall and getting a new sign there and additional waypoints, to guide people off 46. Put this place up for sale and see what we can get out of this and see what can come in here. So that's all I got.
As long as it doesn't become part of the blight problem.
It'll be a Dollar General.
So we need more of those. You got it? I'm sure you do.
Yep, I do. Okay, just decide how I'm gonna start this. A couple years back, the township had reimbursed someone for the purchase of, looks like 2 paper folding machines. And we cannot find one or even the other one. And so I'm gonna request that we purchase another one, because we just went through 1,700 foldings and a few paper cuts. And I just did 193 of them for voting, and we got 500 and some for absentee ballots.
Where are these
So-
machines? Fold the papers. Yeah, but where are they?
Is that, how much was it?
The original price was just under $270. Right now, it looks like they're going for $400. So, you can take that letter and say, fold it any way you want, and out it comes, folds it for you. So,
I'll make a motion to go ahead and approve getting you a letter folder. Does that come with an envelope liquor too, or?
That's your job.
Envelope liquor, stamp liquor, what else?
Save your time.
450 bucks, cap that, and get yourself a letter folder. And is there a combo machine that stuff the envelope too, or?
Yeah, but they're like
Do you have records
3,000.
of these machines being built? We don't know where they are.
So somebody bought letter folding
And
machines.
stole them, obviously, or
Or maybe something happened to them, we don't know.
it'd be nice to know.
Disappeared.
Anyhow,
Was there a second on that
Yeah.
for $450 to get a letter folding machine?
Sure, I will second that.
All right, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
That was. Save your fingers.
either that or her and her deputy get to do it instead of me and Dennis and. So.
If you only print one copy of the right tax bill, you don't need a folder.
Oh.
Well, that's the other thing is the colors is next time, print them out in residence order, name order, not in the parcel. And that way, when we go through them,
Easy to see.
someone can look through the list and say, oh, there's two of them for that person. You can pull them out and we just post it on that way.
Anything else?
Nope, that's it.
Brenda? You got anything? Pat, did you have anything? County update or, sorry, I didn't know you were coming.
No, not really. You guys had long enough meeting. I guess the most pressing thing was the blight ordinance. We shifted gears back to the original, you know that.
So the sheriff's gonna enforce that though?
Yes,
And
that's his preference and the judge's preference, and they believe that that's by ordinance. The attorney says not, but they believe that it is, so.
Because the way I understood it too is that if each township adopted their own individual ordinances, while the county had this and the sheriff was enforcing this, then the townships would be responsible for.
They kind of said that, but I don't know if that completely was proven.
I'm just trying to save money and not have,
Yeah,
let
that
the sheriff deal with it.
Yeah, that wouldn't have been our intention to put that prosecution burden on the townships, but that was floated out there. But the reality of it is, we could continue to work on something, hatch a new plan, and if the sheriff isn't going to enforce it, we're good.
Right.
He's made it clear that he thinks that the one that's there is is legal and enforceable, and that's the one they're gonna choose to do. So it doesn't matter, it's the same end goal that we were trying to get to, but more enforcement or better patrol. He said that he can probably start between 30 and 40 new cases a month. So with 20 townships, if you were to do 40, 2 per township, and there's townships that aren't gonna participate, so you would hope that on average, you could see him start 2 new cases for Winfield Township a month. So I would just encourage you to really take advantage of that right now, and let's see if that works or is viable. Getting 2 a month or 2 plus and see what they do with it.
So the reports from Blake still go to the zoning administrator and then they
Don't have to.
contact the sheriff? You can just contact the sheriff?
Just contact the sheriff, that's what the simplicity of it from the beginning is. You know, Dave Russell was trying to get a driver's license number and everything else to start a thing. The sheriff says, all I need is the address and we're off and running, so.
Cool. And your request for the grant, you got that submitted?
We did, yep, we did. We got participation from all 6 entities and submitted that, so we're hopeful that flies. That'd be a big shot in the arm for Lakeview District Fire if we're able to get that. Just on another note of the fire department, we've just been extremely busy this year, and I don't know the exact reason why, but our high water mark for a year in the past was 160 runs. Our year ends October 1st, and at the beginning of July would have been end of the 3rd quarter. We would have had a quarter to go. We were at 188 runs. And so if you extrapolate that out, 20 runs a month, we'll end up the year with about 50% increase from what our high was previously.
That's structure, medical,
Just
everything in the fire department does.
Really a lot of just service type calls and things, but we've had some fires too. But there's just been a lot of days this summer. We've had three calls a day. It's just crazy. We had three last night. The last one was just before midnight, and I made 3 yesterday again. So it's been crazy.
Yeah. Job security.
Yeah.
Hopefully your grant comes through and
Right.
get that going, so. All right. Anything else?
No, that's good. Unless you've got any questions for me, try to choose those. Thanks, man.
All right, is there, can I get a motion to adjourn? I'll second that. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Motion passed. Thank you for coming, everybody. See you next